Let's get the show started. Hello, Internets. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And I'm wondering why Joe unfriended all of his friends on Facebook that he made through the show.
Wait,
And
what are you talking about?
You're listening to Just Cool Enough, and hey, who cares if you have every opportunity in the world to ask that girl out? You're not going to do it anyway, so why even bother?
Yeah, keep being a bitch.
Sure, you spend literally half of a day, like, in close proximity to her, but yeah, no, don't ask.
Dude, okay, Eric, is it pantomime? Are you, projecting, Eric?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just saying.
Well, I have a friend who's
cool enough. You're gonna die alone because you're too much of a coward.
No, but I have a friend who's very much of a similar mindset. But rather than being a coward, it's just if it's worth it, the girl will make the effort.
No, I'm just saying.
That's kind of a bad way to.
Maybe that's what you let her come to you.
I don't know what. I'm just doing the typical show opening thing that I always.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to project on you again.
The pre-written thing that
Hypothetically,
every week. Welcome to Just Cool Enough. You spent 12 hours right next to her, and literally almost 2 to 3 hours where it was just the two of you, and you still couldn't do it. You piece of shit.
Joe, we're talking about you here. You were on a fucking plane all the way over to Germany or wherever the hell you went.
Hey, I tried. She shut down all of my advances quickly.
You asked your wife out on a date, and she said,
nope.
I've got this other thing. I'm washing my hair that night. Oh, and he left.
Yep, he's gone. Well, I guess that means we're no longer doing this live.
I quit the show.
Don't do that, because then the show doesn't go live anymore.
Oh, shit.
You're a fucking asshole.
Oh, I didn't mean to do it. I have a new setup here, and I moved a wire, and it hit my escape key.
That's just what you'd like us to think.
If you haven't noticed, I'm in a very different surrounding.
You're living in a basement.
This isn't a basement. This is a child's room. So thank you, Casey Detloff, for lending me your room, because now I can use it to do my show. Check out the sweet TV. It's a classic. Yeah. Seriously.
No, if you don't mind, I'm gonna fuck your sister on this bed.
There it is. You gotta clear off some stuff. But that's probably not gonna.
It's called cushion.
There's boxes, man. There's boxes.
Well, then you're just not man enough, pussy.
I'm not. I like to. I'm a man of romance.
Noise of glass. That's when you begin to worry. Maybe.
Can we just not talk about this? I'm actually at my wife's.
Talk about jumping up and down on the bed, having a pillow fight. What the hell are you talking about?
Okay. Well, thank you.
I'm talking about fucking.
Because if you fall over when you get hit too hard, you can land on a box. You won't fall all the way off the bed.
Keep you on the bed. Let's digress just a little bit here. What have you guys been doing for the last 2 weeks?
I wanted to talk about this last week, but we didn't do a show because somebody had to go to like 15 different funerals.
That's such a bad burn.
I know.
You're a real fucker.
Some fucking asshole texted me. He's like, oh, like 8 people I know and really close to died, and I'll have like funerals and wakes today. Hey, and I'm like, fucking, you don't even bother. But yeah,
Well, and I was about to say Ike's a nice guy because I was going to come on here and like raise hell. I'm like, what the fuck, Ike? Eric's out here waiting. What am I supposed to listen to on the plane? And then Ike's like, Joe, don't bring it up on the show. I had to go to funerals and stuff. And then,
Yeah, you did. I was going to leave it.
You brought it up.
What we were doing the last 2 weeks, Joe. You brought it up.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. If anything, this is all your fault.
Okay, whatever.
As usual.
I blame me.
So I was gonna talk about this last week, but death in the family. But yeah, my Dungeons and Dragons group, we wrapped up what we were calling our season, like whatever the storyline we've been progressing through wrapped up last week, and it was nice. We're taking a little break, and then we're getting back into it in a few weeks, playing some other stuff. It's fun, but one of the interesting things is there was this whole like thing where like the big bad villain. I was sitting at home, and I get a Facebook message from my DM, and he's like, hey, and he calls me by my character name. This is so and so, the bad guy. I hear you're with those rebels. What could I tempt you with to get you to join my side? And then like I have this conversation with him in character over Facebook, and it's like 5 days till our game night, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking nerdy. And then like the day of, I get a text I get a message from another guy from the group, and he's like, "Hey," and he calls me by my character name. It's Fenric. Did you get contacted by the bad guy too? Blah blah blah. And then he's like, "You know what? Just call me." So we actually,
What?
I call him on the phone. We have a conversation
In
on
character?
the phone. Not really in character, but like not in character, but have
Wait,
this
no,
whole
no.
conversation.
How is there in between of not in character or in character? Like, what?
Well, 'cause we were discussing things very in character-y, but we have this conversation about us, like he's been talking to this other guy and some other people, and he's starting to form this plan where we're gonna infiltrate, like he's gonna pretend to betray us, and so is this other guy, and it's this whole like incredibly nerdy conversation. His girlfriend just started like filming him, like vining him, and he's like, "Stop it! You already know I'm a dork." But we're having this really like intense conversation. Then we start like Facebook messaging each other, like, "Oh, I think should we bring the thief in on this? I don't know. The thief has a big mouth. I don't, It's like certainly we won't bring the cleric. He's too goody two shoes for his own good. It's just like God. I'm not even playing.
Somebody's mom walks in and is just like, "Mother, place the pizza rolls hereth."
Yeah, and it's just like I'm not even playing the game. I'm like having this deep conversation with people over like Facebook messaging about the game that we're going to be playing in a few hours, and I was like, it is that I'm like double virgin now.
The game is real. When you die in the game, you die in real life. It's like that anime.
Yeah. It was like the nerdiest fucking thing. The game turned out to be a lot of fun. What we did, there was a lot of really fun aspects. People pretending to betray each other, and then like us slowly bringing in other people, and then like we were still like in game, like while we were playing, like messaging each other, like hey, I'm pretending to do this bad thing. What do you guys pretend? And it's like, oh, yeah, that's good. Well, half the players didn't know, but it was just. It was like the dorkiest thing I've ever done, and I've done some dorky shit.
Did it feel good though?
I did it. Yeah, it felt weird because like I'd done some like when I was in high school, I made anime music videos for Dragon Ball Z. I did a web series for my World of Warcraft Paladin character, and this is probably the dorkiest fucking thing I've done. Because
I thought you were going the other way. I thought you were like going down.
I mean, I've done dorkier things, but this is pretty bad. But no, this takes a cake right here.
Not only is it like us discussing in-game like betrayals and stuff over Facebook, but we're all like 30, 25 to 30, we're like too fucking old to be doing this, like to be this into it and this fucking nerdy about it.
See,
I don't believe there is there. Nope, I don't believe that.
Ike's the oldest, and he does nerdy shit all the time. Like, I don't think you grow out of it.
You ever get into deep character conversations with people over instant messengers between games?
Yes. Yeah. No. Yes. Like one of the people that I LARP with, like his character went out and got himself like obliterated during one of the games. So we actually set up an entire like text email messaging like online component to this, where we did an online quest to go get a soul back. And so it was like just emails between like 6 or 7 different people where we all have these really deep deep conversations, and like questing and all this stuff was all done through text. No, I've been there. And I'm older than you, so I guess that makes. If you think you're too old for this, then that means I'm fucking anxious.
When you guys are 60, you're gonna be wearing your handcrafted armor that's been passed down for generations. Speaking in proper old English, and it's gonna. I mean, you'll have more money and time because you'll be retired, and you'll be riding around in a fucking chariot with like magic shooting out of it. It's gonna be amazing.
No,
I can't
think
wait.
Your first investment is one of those gaming tables. It's inclined, so it's got like a mat, so you can roll all your dice, and it's got little compartments for like. Yeah, they
it
sell
looks like a pool table kind of, but it's more of a octagon.
Ooh, these look cool.
You can make your own, or you can there's like companies that buy them. You can buy from that. They like start from different prices, but yeah, you can get some really fucking high end gaming tables that are and really like fucking nerd that shit out.
Yeah, you can. Holy crap! Wow, I didn't realize that this was a thing. This is a thing. That's a thing. You guys always show me these new things that just bring me further and further down the nerd I feel like Ike's like way down and deep in the cave, and Eric's in there pretty deep too. And
Yeah,
I'm in there, but I can still see the light in the tunnel. I'm like, hey guys, how is it over there? They're like, no, it's good. Come on in.
Yeah, see, you are like touring the cave. You're like in the entrance, kind of looking around.
Like, oh yeah, I've been to that cave tons.
Taking your picture. I'm straight up like I'm hardcore spelunking. I'm like I crawl through the really tight stuff, going I don't know, maybe I should just turn back, and I'm still going forward. Ike's full Gollum. He's living in the underground lake bed, like killing fish and goblins, and
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of it.
I'm just like, you know, like I have a friend who's a golem in here. It's amazing. Like selfie, and then I'm like out to like some nice restaurant.
My students at school, I'm like, this is what I do. They kind of like laugh at me and giggle, and I'm like, you know, it doesn't even faze me. I don't care that you're laughing at me. I enjoy it.
Well, I think that's you just gotta find something.
But I think in high school, that whole high school mentality from like at least when I was in high school, it was kind of like, oh, you do what now? You're like we're gonna alienate you from the rest of the population and steal you off into a.
But I think that was different things. I think that was totally a different time because there's communities now, and they're so easy to find online that you find like-minded people, and then they become your friends, and then you guys go deeper and deeper together.
I think it's that the difference is when you're like 13 and a bunch of 13-year-olds
people's opinions matter.
Yeah, when a bunch of 13-year-olds tell you you're a fucking loser and should kill yourself, and you're 13, that's your whole world. You've not experienced anything outside of that, and you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god. But when you're 35 and a bunch of 13-year-olds tell you to kill yourself, you say, fuck you, I have a car.
Well, okay, and the other thing is like you've probably touched a boob. Like think of back, you know, when you were 13, adolescence. Like that's.
See, this is where it's going. Right here, this table right here. For the people that are watching, it's a computer screen inlaid into a gaming table, so that it's probably a touch screen that you could.
I was just looking at this. That looks really cool.
That's what I would want, because I've seen some like way back in the day early prototypes that were like, oh, we're gonna use a projector under the table to project under like a glass table so that you could do fog of war and move things around. But this one's actually touchscreen. Looks kind of cool.
So like just for the audio listeners, there's a touchscreen in the middle of the table and like 4 cup holders and like 17 hot pockets on the table.
That's 8 cup holders and 24 hot pockets.
Sorry, I can't do math quick. I'm sorry. I just think like like when you're in high school, there's so many more social pressures because you have this like limited slice of life, and then you get older and more confident, and you're like, I touched a boob, so things are good.
It's that thing when you're in high school, you think it matters. Like
right.
And it does, but it doesn't because you've never experienced it before. Everyone's told you all your life's building to this, and this is the stepping stone towards the rest of your life. And in a lot of ways, they're right. But you can't imagine what life is like after this. And then once you get past it and you realize it was meaningless and you're fine.
Well, you really can't get past that point till you've learned how to talk to women at the same time.
No, and that's the thing.
Then I've not gotten past that.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I think like you just you need to grow up. Like it's not. And I'm not.
I'm not growing up.
I'm not trying to use that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying like you grow up, you get older, you get wiser. Like 2 years ago, you go on a job interview and you fucking blow it, but 2 years later you have all this extra experience and everything. You can draw on that, and you get confidence. That's the biggest thing too. Are you
calling Eric a hooker for blowing something? I don't understand what you're.
No, I'm just saying that if
I had a job once, didn't like it, and have never done it again.
That's not true. You did another job though.
Yeah, 10 years later.
Every 10 years, Eric gets one job.
Yeah, for 2 months. One seasonal job for 2 months that is honestly meant for teenagers.
But that you're because this has been your best year ever. I mean, let's be honest. 2015's been Eric's best year ever.
I should kill myself.
The year of Eric.
the year. This is the year of Riker.
He's hit the top of the bell curve, and now it's
Yeah.
only down from here.
No.
It only gets worse from here. I should just step in front of traffic right now.
I mean, like, you got like 4 more years of progression, and then it's gonna be a quick decline. So you gotta capture these moments, man. Like you've gone through, you went through adolescence and puberty, and now you're just really finding yourself as a man.
4
That's
more
what.
years, and it's a quick decline. Where did you come up with those numbers, Joe?
Well, I
know
looked
he's
at
30. Are you trying to say when he gets to be 34, Joe? Because I'm 33, and I'm trying to figure out what you're saying right
Well,
now.
I'm just like, I see Ike on his decline, and then I'm like just extrapolating. It's simple math.
Well, in Joe's defense, you did just become engaged.
Yeah.
No, I mean the N-gauge. Don't. See, I knew this was gonna happen. You got all confused.
Okay.
You got the taco phone.
In Joe's defense, you did just buy a Nokia N-Gage.
I know. I wasted my money on an N-gauge.
And that's the start of the decline.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just ahead of the curve. Guys,
So-
I want to talk about my trip over to Italy.
Here's
Pass.
Okay, fine.
Let's
Never
read
mind.
emails.
Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about emails.
All right. I have this email from Brady.
Wait a second. We can't just talk about emails without telling people how to contact us.
We
Sure
can't.
can.
We do it all the time.
We just do it afterwards.
No, can we just do it just like before, just this once, so we don't forget? If you want to email the show, you
You
can.
go maxspeed@gmail.com.
That might actually work. You could email the show by contacting us via email, and our email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com. Again, the email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com.
ANONYMOUS@gmail.com.
theshow@justcoolenough.com. There are other ways to contact us, though. We do have a Facebook group, and we also have a Twitter if you want to tweet at us, like Snicker Sneeze did. He asked me a question about cars, but I was like, oh, cool, it's on a tweeter. I'm gonna tweet now. So
Is it weird that the only reason why I remember how to spell anonymous was because of the show?
it's not.
Anyway.
You thought I knew how to spell enough before I started doing this show?
Yeah, I was constantly pushing a T in there all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Enough.
Enough.
It's a silent T at the beginning, actually. T-E-N.
Like tsunami.
Oh God, our website's been wrong for 6 years.
Wonder.
That's why all our traffic's been going to other places. All right, from Brady at the show at justcoolenough.com, he emails us and says, just virtual enough?
Boop, boop,
Hey,
boop.
JCE crew. Joe, why did you screw up last episode? What the hell? I assume it was like 3 weeks ago. Eric says it's your fault, and I have no reason not to believe him. Also, I got Gear VR since I have a Note 5, and virtual reality is amazing, you guys. Talk about that. Yeah.
Actually, you misread that. You put a question mark, so it's talk about that.
Talk about that. You gotta tilt your head to the side.
VR is cool. It's not going to be as popular as everyone thinks, and I don't know. I feel like it's going to be slightly more than a fad, but not quite.
It's just gonna be another form of entertainment for super nerds to start out with. Super nerds and people that have money to burn.
For the holodeck, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
But like, I see the people that are really into flight sims or like racing sims. They're gonna love VR. I'm gonna love VR. I'm gonna
I
put
think
that
the
thing.
problem is they haven't, the content they're developing for it isn't what it should be used. Like the idea of like, oh, you're gonna play a first-person shooter. No. It's
No.
like you do. It's not. That's a terrible idea. VR for a first-person shooter because you already control where you look with a mouse. So it's just not. It's not gonna be for
Right.
that.
It has to be something right now where you're stationary, like you're controlling a spaceship. Like if you're
Or a
in a
tank.
TIE fighter or a tank, and you have those controls in front of you, or porn, or like I think VR porn's probably gonna be pretty popular.
It's already there's
Pretty
like
popular already.
there's like a couple of different VR porn websites already.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
And we'll
Just
talk
like
after the show.
Google VR porn.
I don't have a VR headset. I don't
You
want.
didn't see Eric's opinion of that? He did
Yeah.
it a few weeks ago, but it got taken down on YouTube. So if
Yeah,
you
he
didn't
put
see
it
it
on
the day he put it
Pornhub.
up, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Eric's
There's-
opinion
there's-
of VR
I
porn.
just a quick Google search. I've got virtualrealityporn.com, which I guess they make it, and then there's aggregate sites like vrpornmovies.net and other ones like Bad Oink VR. I don't know. Those are the top
all right.
three searches.
This is happening.
Yeah.
Really
I can't-
better on
can't
your
wait
search history than
Wait
mine.
for Sarah's mom and while I'm looking at this, like, oh my god, whoa.
It was in the room when I got here. It was already
It
here.
would be through
There's a subreddit about it.
Yeah, Eric was. It was Eric.
Yeah.
Wow.
Screen
Yeah.
sharing. It was
So,
on his
I guess we're gonna have to ask Brady about that. I was kind of joking. I just didn't assume it was already there. But I mean,
Oh
these
yeah,
things
we're
are
already
coming
there.
out,
We're
so-
already in that point. The future is here.
Yeah. I mean, once that starts taking out, you know, like what? One more. Everything else is gonna fall into place if there's porn on it. VHS Betamax. It's totally gonna happen. I don't know. I'm gonna grab a VR headset once I know they work with my crappy eyes, and then I'm gonna make a really cool race seat setup. So that's my big plan for my VR experience.
Wait. I realized that you asked what we did over the last 2 weeks, and Eric got to put in his bit, but then we glossed over mine, and I didn't even get to say anything.
You were the one like, oh, let's do emails.
No,
'Cause
I
was
just didn't
like,
want to bring up
let's
the
talk
funerals, but he said that emails.
I just didn't want you to talk.
I know.
All right, fine. We'll take a quick break for emails so Ike can.
Because we have a
You know.
pretty long email next. I'm looking at it right now from Tony.
Ooh.
So really quickly, 2 things I want to bring up over the last 2 weeks that I've been thinking about. And Joe, you're part of one of these, and I'm going to put you on the spot for this.
Oh God.
I mentioned that I was going to, I like to raise money around this time of year for different types of charities. So here's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to include anyone who happens to be friends with me on, I want to say on fitness, the fitness thing, the tracker there.
Yeah.
Whatever
Or
the word
fitness
is for it. No.
Fitbits.
Fitbits. So here's what I'm thinking. Next Monday, I'm going to start it. I'm going to collect everyone's input. Everyone chips in $10 to $20, right?
Okay.
And what you do is you set a goal for yourself, percentage-wise. Like, I'm going to try to hit 5,400 steps from Monday to Friday. No,
Okay.
sorry, 4,000 steps. The person who gets the closest, the highest percentage of their goal gets to choose what money to, or what charity to donate the money to.
So everybody puts money in a pot, and then the winner donates the charity of his
Of their
choosing.
choice. And if there are
Okay.
2 people that tie for the highest percentage, then they get to split it with whatever they want. So you're really not trying to get the most steps. You're trying to say, well,
this competition here.
you're the second person I've mentioned it to.
So,
But I figured if I did it on the show here, I would totally force you to either look like a douchebag or have to accept it.
what if I told you I'll just give money to the charity and not walk really far?
That's not funny. You fat bastard.
But I'll do it. Fine, I will do it.
So here's my other thought. I don't know if I mentioned this a few weeks ago. My whole Apple issue thing, tech support Apple thing.
Oh, I thought. Okay, sure.
So the whole tech support Apple thing, Apple comes back and says, sorry we've had such an long ticket with you. It's like it's been open for over 2 months. So here's what we'd like to do. We would like to give you up to $150 to spend on any iPhone accessory. So I went back to them and said, listen, I would like to actually take that money that you were going to give me and donate to a charity of my choice. So the tech that I've been speaking to is like, well, here's the email and number for the division that does the charity
Division
stuff.
of pain in the ass.
Yeah. So he
Why
sends
did-
me over there. He sends me over there. I send the email. I don't hear anything. It's been over 2 weeks now. So I go back to the tech and said, hey, listen, that $150 thing, I want to get a BB-8 with that. Because BB-8's $149.99. So I'm going to use every penny I possibly can. I want a BB-8, and I'm going to auction off that BB-8 on the show.
Wait a second. So you're trying to use your show and your iTunes thing for philanthropy again?
Ugh, what a shit.
Jesus. I can't believe, like, every year at this time, you get all fucking melty heart, bleeding heart, whatever it is. Just
What about me?
I know.
Yeah,
Look, we're
I
over
don't-
here. I'm just fucking starving right now. I didn't eat dinner. I don't see you helping me out. I had to set up this computer today. I'm struggling. So it sounds like you have a bunch of good ideas. The problem is they aren't all totally fleshed out, and you just pitched them on the show.
No,
So-
I pitched one on the show to you to throw you under the bus. I am going to be doing the BB-8 thing when it comes in the mail.
Okay, so you're going to be doing a BB-8 giveaway this
Yeah, it's going to be like a raffle when it comes in. I don't think it'll be here for Christmas because they still have to send it and all that, so I'm not gonna make it a Christmas thing. But
I was gonna do a Steam giveaway for the Christmas special.
wow, you and your awesome Steam keys.
Possibly awesome. We don't know if they're good or not. Don't start putting words in front of words to make the things sound better than they are. It could be worse.
Words on words on words.
Yes, exactly. You try to do your rap songs, Eric.
And if we get enough money for whatever, I'll fly you and me over to see Eric.
Well, that was my plan. I was like, why don't we just go see Eric? You know, let's. I was talking to that before the show, and
what
I thought
makes
that
you
was
think
great.
at what point Eric would actually open the door?
Well, if that doesn't work, it'll just be Ike and Joe's time in L.A.
You don't have to worry about that because my apartment building has a gate, so you have to know a
Just
code.
out there. Eric,
So you wouldn't even
buddy!
get to the door.
Can't
Okay.
grease any palms of any security guys to let us in?
Yeah, that doesn't work. I got special treatment all the way through, like, all the security stuff. I'm like, they're like, oh, he has a beard and kind of brown skin. Like, get over here. Check
Let's
the
search
luggage.
him.
Let's search him. I was like, Sarah, stand next to me. You're a white girl. You give me defense, like, against.
So let's search her too. He's
Yeah,
probably
that's-
converted her.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're like, yep, she's brainwashed. Get over here, toots.
I mean, what man wears pink headphones?
The man that can't find his headphones. The man who packed everything I had up in boxes, and this is all that he found. These things are really, like, tight on my ear, too. It's like my ears are turning purple.
Anyway, speaking of purple, well, shit, writes Tony. Felt sorry for you guys. Thought I'd send you an email so you'd have an email to read. I turned 30 a couple months ago, and for years I've been finding it really hard to enjoy playing video games as much as I used to. Are games just shit now? Nowadays, were most games always kind of shit, and I couldn't stomach more of it, or I could stomach more of it as a kid? Or am I just becoming a bitter old man who can't feel love anymore?
Okay,
Yeah,
stop
that
right
last
there.
One.
We
It's
have
the
to
last
stop.
one.
Yeah, we have to stop right
Well,
there.
it's a combination. It's not just you are becoming a bitter old man who can't feel love anymore, and also games are exactly like they always were. It just when you were younger, you didn't give a shit. You were much more forgiving.
And that's the other thing. Like I watched this with my younger brother, who's 10 years younger than me, and he's like he went through this phase where every game is awesome because it's a new experience for you.
Yeah.
But once you start learning what the genres have to offer, they just things become a little bit more mundane. And
It's
then
It's like Assassin's Creed 2. You picked up Assassin's Creed 2 and you're like, this is fucking amazing. And then you picked up Assassin's Creed 3 and you were like, oh, this is the same game. And then you picked up Assassin's Creed 4 and you're like, hey. And then you picked up Assassin's Creed Unity and you're like, wait. And then you picked up Assassin's Creed Syndicate and you're like, God damn, it's all the same.
what about Brotherhood?
Yeah, that was somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a video the other day comparing Final Fantasy VII, like from like '96 to Final Fantasy VII, like the new remake they're putting out. So they had like graphics from like the original, and they put that next to the graphics of the same scene and the new one, and you're like, I don't remember the first one being so shit looking.
Yeah.
Probably because my little brain could fill in the gaps and make it look awesome.
Well, it was
It's like
exciting though because
you
games.
remember things in greater detail sometimes. Like when a lot of people said, like when Fallout 4 came out, it looks exactly like Fallout 3. Oh, they didn't even add. It's like no, it doesn't. It's demonstrably better, but you remember Fallout 3 looking a lot better than it actually does.
I was actually surprised how well what the Fallout you were playing looks. I was like, wow, that looks really good, Eric.
I went and looked because my fiance, now I guess I say that, has been playing Ocarina of
Fiancé.
Time, and I was like watching her play it on the I don't know, whatever it is, Nintendo, whatever, and I'm like, Ocarina of Time, I can't even tell what half the shit is that she's like fighting because
yeah,
the pixels are just so terrible. It's all 3D.
And-
I'm like, what the hell
And it's
is
on
that?
a big TV now,
Yep.
so it's just like.
Ocarina looks like garbage. I mean,
Unless you have it on a small screen.
Well, when they did Majora's Mask, Majora's Mask holds up a lot better. But Ocarina, that first gen N64 game, it
That's
just
the one.
looks it's
Not
so
enough
bad.
polygons for today. But that that's part of the thing. Like when we were growing up, video games were still not as mature as what they are now. Now, I mean, we have these AAA titles and big publishers, and before that, there was a lot more churn in the industry. There was a lot more things being like established of what a norm is. So there were a lot more shit games, and then the good things stood out even more. Like now,
piggyback on what Tony's saying, I also do feel though, like when you have shit graphics, you have to make an awesome story to kind of like push it along.
Right.
And now they have really oppressive graphics. You can be like, look, this looks almost humanistic, but the game is just shit, but the graphics look amazing.
I don't know.
Or
I mean,
you just do Assassin's Creed and just be like, hey, it's the same game repackaged. We just upped the graphics a little bit and hope nobody will notice.
So this happened to me like with food, right? Like you reach a certain point. And you're like, you can get really good food, and it's delicious, and you can go and eat it all the time, and it's great. And you can pick places that maybe aren't so good sometimes, and you're like, why am I even paying for this shit? It's like, why don't I just always have good food or make good food? And I think the same thing with like games, like you're just you know what you like, and you know it's shit now, and you again, we're kind of going back and forth.
Getting cancer from bacon, but it's still amazing.
It's still amazing, and I like it, so I'm gonna fucking eat it. But I don't know. I think that it's just you know what you like and you know what you don't like, and it's easier to identify. You're like, I don't want to play this game. Why would I waste my time with this shit?
As you get older, you get crotchier, and you say, "Hey, I know what I like, so I'm not going to try anything new."
Right.
So you don't discover any.
Don't try to tell me about Islam. I know everything there is to know about that religion. Yeah. Anyway,
I learned everything I needed to know from that by the 1996 movie Delta Force, starring Chuck Norris, where they got all those white people painted them brown and had them take over an airplane.
I learned everything I need to know about Islam's when I saw it on the news.
Yeah.
So don't talk to me about that, boy.
I learned everything I need to know about Islam from the movie True Lies, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
From the Hurt Locker.
Speaking of outdated media, it goes on to say, also, I'm still trying to literally find an old episode of Max Speed, which has been archived, like, anywhere. So I can send it back to you guys with a timestamp so Joe can finally tell me what that goddamn music bed was. If you remember, I asked about this months ago, years maybe ago. Joe has no idea. It's not even good, but this shit is driving me crazy, and I won't be able to rest until I find it. And in case Joe's going to feed me some bullshit again about being Battlestar Scratchlactica, it's totally not. I'm almost tempted to just acapella the damn thing for you. Maybe I just need to get laid. Happy holidays, guys. Thanks for the years of entertainment, really, genuinely. Not even being sarcastic from the heart. No homo. My suggestion is well, he can't find it, though, so I guess he'd have to acapella
No,
it.
and he emailed back saying that he found the archive.
Did he?
We'll skip ahead a little bit to his, man, I wish I had written this last email after properly catching up on the show. Found a Max Speed archive, just waiting for more to be uploaded because different music bed was used in early episodes. To make up for kind of being a dumbass, I've subscribed. Don't spend all the money at once.
All right, that $2 is going to get put to good use when we keep it in our PayPal account until somebody's computer breaks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony, though, for your donation. Sincerely, no homo. So we have more emails.
Yeah.
I
think I crashed.
Did he actually crash, or is he just sitting there?
No, because he's not that funny.
Yeah, he couldn't come up with just standing still on his own.
He would do it, but only after we talked about him doing it. He wouldn't just do it of his own volition. Like, I do that because I'm an asshole. But he's like, he tries to, like, do it.
I would never do that because I'm like, is there dead air? There's dead air. Keep talking. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, if I don't stop, there's going to be dead air.
Yeah.
But Ike, I don't know. He's a
So fucking talk about your trip to like Liechtenstein or where the fuck you went.
I went to Germany and Italy, and I had a quick anecdote. Like, Germany is a very well-ran country. I don't know if you know this, but they're very efficient.
Angela Merkel is awesome.
Yeah, she really is. She does a great job, and I really do.
That's why we spy on her, because we need to know how she does it.
How does she do this shit? And also, I mean, the trains run on time over there. They really do. I can attest to this. But in stark contrast to Italy, there's a country below it called or in stark contrast to Germany, there's a country below it called Italy. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's where my people are from.
A friend of mine once mentioned that Italy was awful. The trains never run on time, and sometimes you just see men masturbating in the streets. So,
okay,
so
would be an episode if I didn't get disconnected halfway through an email.
And talk like a robot.
So right now.
All right. Well, you just sit quietly for a second, while your bits catch up with the stream. So anyway, like we go through 2 days of Germany. Everything's fine. Trains are on time. So I say we, as in my wife Sarah and I. And my wife. God damn it, Eric! I knew you were gonna bring that here. But anyway, so we go over to Italy and we get onto some of their public transportation. And I've never been to Florence, Italy before, so this was my first experience with Florence's public transportation. It was a bus. And we jump on this bus, and it's a crowded place with a bunch of brown-skinned people and me and Sarah. And they're all bibbidi-bobbing and you know, speaking their Italian. And we're on this bus, and this guy, the driver, can fucking wheel. And he's throwing these old ladies all over and cutting off traffic. And the bus, like in Germany, the trains make these nice noises, and the doors open up, and there's plenty of space, and people get in and off, and there's
in
order.
Germany, the doors open, and like in America, there's like the train is now departing, but in Germany they open up and go, come and see here, stop.
Yeah, no, in Germany it's just like bing, boom, boom, and the doors open, and like the people stand aside, let the people out, other people come in, everything's good, it's hunky dory, it's great, it's super. That's a German word. And in Italy, there's just this crowd of people stuffed in a bus, and you have to like validate your ticket, and there's only one spot in the bus to validate your ticket, and it makes everything on this bus makes a funny noise. It's just like and like people are pressing buttons to stop at different stops, and I'm like looking on my smartphone, I'm like, okay, it should be like 4 stops from now, we should get off. And then this bus driver's like, attenzione, attenzione, and I'm like, oh shit, what does that mean? And then like everybody on the bus, I know all the curse words people are saying in Italian. I'm like, oh shit, what's happening? And they're like, oh, midway through our bus session, they just changed our route. So like everybody on the bus, they didn't even stop. They're just like, no, fuck you guys on the bus. And they're just driving around, and all these weird noises are happening. It was like
Excuse me. I know I told you this was like a red line to Florence, but turns out we're the gold line. No.
It's a no big a deal. We
It's
just
an hour and a half outside of where you need to go, but
hey,
fuck you.
we put you here, we put you there. Don't worry, it's a bus. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I need to stop by my cousin's house for a bit.
No, oh my gosh. So like we're in Italy, and they're like it's a they're like mi dispiace, signore, I need to get off the fucking bus. We're being transported away from where we need to be. It was terrible. It was like being in a doctor. Like this is what Sarah said to me. It was like being in a Dr. Seuss book. It was like being on an Italian bus in Florence was like being in a Dr. Seuss book. She also like just to kind of amp how it was over there for her. I didn't step in any human shit, and I'm pretty sure she stepped in at least 3 human shits. So like I'm walking through Italy, I'm like, this is great, look at this is a great thing, my people are from here, check this out. And she's just like sitting there, and she has German backgrounds, and she's been in America, her family's been here for like 12 generations. She's like, I don't understand you people at all, and she's stepping in piles of shit and just not understanding anything that goes on. But it all came together though when we finally sat at a square and just got a little bit drunk on some wine, and just kind of let the it's like, just stop caring so much. And finally we sat there, and she got it. As you're sitting there in this city that's basically a rotting museum, the whole city's a museum. But anyway, yeah. So that's a little slice, a taste of Italy. That it was wonderful though. It really was.
My still a robot.
Ah, God damn it, Ike. You're still not fixed. Let's disconnect and reconnect you. Your
Oh,
dog
no.
had something to say.
Yeah.
Not reconnect him. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Ike. I know you can't hear me.
Who cares? Yeah. So
Dude, I was so disappointed, though. You guys didn't do a show.
I am a robot.
Oh, no, you're not. You're back. You're human. You are
All right.
human.
Well, did we get through the email about walking around with a constant boner for pumpkin
Nope.
pie?
What?
All right.
thanks for reading the entire content of the email.
That literally is the entire comment. Well, I figured at least I said Eric is hard and then cut off. So, I mean, constant boner for pumpkin pie all this time of year was really not that much.
No, you were frozen for a while.
Okay. Well,
please
Brady
tell us-
wanted to know if you, in case anybody missed it, if Eric has a hard time walking around with a constant boner for pumpkin pie, with it being all around this time of year.
No, because I went through middle school, so I know how to flip my boner into my waistband to hide it.
Classic.
I just
See?
tuck it between my legs.
I mean, that gets uncomfortable, and then you know.
True.
I don't even
and then
have to.
I'm afraid because you could break your boner. Like that's a thing. Like
That's
that's
not
the thing
real.
that-
That's a wife's tale.
no,
That's a whole
it's a
wives' tale.
real thing. You can break
No.
your dick.
I
You can
refuse to
break your
believe it.
dick, and you can sprain your dick and hyperextend it, and then like you have to like.
Hyperextended.
I think
That's
if that were a thing, I think a lot more people would be doing it.
Yeah, I think you're making this up.
No,
This
you
is
can
like
break
when-
your
I've,
dick.
I've heard of breaking it. I haven't heard of hyperextending.
I saw an episode on Drew Carey about it.
Hey, baby, my dick's hyperextended for you.
You can totally break your dick. It's apparently really
I
bad.
saw an episode of Rescue 911 where two people were stuck together because they had sex.
It's called penile fracture, apparently.
It's called Rescue 911, and it's called Your Mom Trying to Scar You for Life.
Yeah. No, Drew Carey from the Drew Carey Show trying to scar
do-
me for life.
Honestly, I do remember that episode, Eric.
So I find
Cleveland's
some-
only okay.
There was a like on Facebook the other day, one of those like 3D generated computer medical videos panned by me. It's like how men get gender reclassification from male to female. It's like you can watch how they do the surgery. Like again, it's all computer animated. So I just woken up and like, hey, this seems kind of interesting. So I clicked on it and started watching it and just cringed the whole time. So if you ever see a video short, this is the lesson learned, and you're super interested and it has anything to do with cutting a penis open, wait till at least around lunchtime before you watch it, because it really just throws your entire day off.
Yeah, wait until you got like a nice bowl of soup or something in front of you.
That's why I've adopted lunchtime videos are only tech videos, like just tech and cars. Let's not try to reinvent the wheel
Yeah.
here.
That's why I've spent the last 9 years of my life as a 4chan browser, and I'm like
He just
amused.
skips lunch.
No, it's just like I've peered into the void and seen what man was not meant to see, and it has corrupted my soul. So I don't really, it doesn't really bother me anymore. So
He's broken inside now, but that's okay.
yeah,
Well,
everybody's
can't talk to
broken.
women. Not saying that you're the one, Eric, that I'm saying can't talk to women. Hypothetically, some
our
guy
friend
who
we
might
know.
do that, who can't talk to women, but has broken himself beyond
I
all
don't know.
repair.
I feel like I'm pretty good at talking to women. He said.
It's just the acting out part, though. I think Eric,
no, I mean it wasn't a problem talking. I talked to this girl
Right.
for hours and hours.
right. You obviously can spend time. It's sealing the deal, and
All
the
you-
confidence.
You want to go Redbox and chill. That's
No.
all.
Redbox and Chill, the ghetto version of Netflix and Chill.
Yep.
No, see, that's why, like in Los Angeles, like which like streaming service you have is a really big deal. So you got to play your cards right. Like if you see Netflix and Chill, she's like, I already got Netflix. But if I'm like
Crunchyroll and Bail.
HBO Go and Chill, then that's pretty
wanna-
strong.
You want to
Hulu and Chill is not as good, but like that HBO Go is like is pretty big. Amazon Prime and Chill.
You want an Amazon Prime and hand job? Just like cut the fat, Just like let's do this.
You want a Hulu Plus with Showtime and no commercials and just sort of bat it around a little bit.
Just like a little.
just a little like and then done. That's
Eric,
all.
why didn't you make your move, man? Like, what was the holdup?
Because I'm a garbage human being, and also other things. Other things I won't say on the show.
Okay,
Speaking of
fine.
other things that we want to talk about on the show, we had this email that I will talk about on the show from Ethan. Ethan said, "Just game enough."
What?
Hey guys, I was really bored some today and decided to make a JCE game. I make fun of you guys a lot, and I mean a lot. I'd send you guys a demo, but I literally started like 2 hours ago. Ethan, P.S. I kind of said Eric is on the autistic spectrum.
How dare
Yes.
you?
Fuck you, Joe. Oh, also, what's the intro song? I'll add that to the main menu.
If Ethan even gives me like a half hour of playtime in a just cool enough game, I mean like that's a dream come true, and I don't even know what I would do. Like that's like a Christmas miracle. Like
I
some
expect
people
this stuff
want
to be on the Greenlight Steam.
Steam
area.
like this thing's gonna be
Not as prestigious as you think it was. Turns out it's not very prestigious. Yeah,
I want it to be like Super Meat Boy, but it's Eric's body sliding around.
Yeah, just my fat naked body, just. But yeah, in case I emailed him back the link to the intro music we use here. But in case you listen to the show and have always wondered, and we bring it up, but probably not nearly as much as we should. The song is Teen Crumpets from an artist named Nal NAL1200 on Newgrounds. You can look that up. He does.
Wait. We have a theme song? I didn't even know that. I've never listened to the show a day in my life. I thought we just start off with Joe yelling "Hello, Internet" every day.
Shut up. Ike, you're pulling my leg, right?
You're
not pulling my Ike. What the fuck's wrong? Like, we've been doing 308 episodes of this bullshit.
Listen, I'm not all for padding the numbers by downloading the show. If I'm really that interested in it, I'll show up and be on the show that day.
I understand. No, that's true. If I didn't have to edit and add that intro song to the beginning and the end, I wouldn't know that it was there.
That song, like, am I the only one? I hear that song and I get so excited. I'm just
like, I kind of want to go on
fun.
iTunes right now, while you guys just finished talking, and go listen to it so I can say that I've heard it.
No.
I can just click the link.
Yeah, it's a link in the email, and I told you how to find it, so you can listen to this amazing song without having to listen to this bullshit podcast. But yeah, you should listen to. He does a lot of really great music on Newgrounds and other places. He's like a fucking amazing musician. So you should check out.
And we just skimmed one of his songs, so we should probably give him credit more often. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like
I always thought that was like some Eric Bain garage band.
No, this is a real song we stole from an artist. We just have to attribute to him because it's a common.
We attribute just not enough. I feel like I need to put that somewhere on the website.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
We really should. Yeah. We should be better about our website in general, honestly. Because, like, I'm like, where the fuck's the show? And then I'm like, there's no information on the site about when the show's going to be up. And let me check Facebook. And, like, 1 week was fine. You're like, not going to be a show because fucking Turkey. And then the next week I'm like, what the fuck? There's nothing here. And the only instance...
I told you I was fucking that turkey in confidence.
But then, like, the only things on the site was on the live page, and it was an off-center video of Eric trying to stumble his way through playing Fallout. I'm like, there's no announcement. What the fuck? How am I supposed to know? I'm like sitting there refreshing the stream. What am I supposed to listen to?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what I listened to.
Farts.
I watched. Speaking of, I watched a shit ton of Rick and Morty. Like I went from 0 to caught up in like a week. Holy shit! The show is amazing.
It is.
Why didn't you tell me it was so good?
I did. I
remember that.
I've told you that when I binge watched it a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever.
Like
I was told the first couple of episodes, like don't let them get in the way because it's a bit of a slow start. But then
what? It is
That's
not.
what I was told. Just a bit of a slow start, but then it gets like fan-freaking-tastic, and that there's stuff that happens in that show that are little, I guess, like a pencil in a notebook fly through a portal at one point, I was told in one of the episodes, and actually links back to a different show, like not Rick and Morty, but another
Easter
show.
eggs, there's tons of stuff in the background to enjoy.
The first 3 to 4 episodes, they're trying to like parody specific things, and it's not as good as when they just sort of throw that shit out and start just doing crazy shit. And that's when it got really good.
Yeah, it's really good, and just so excited that that exists. I'm so happy it's on
only,
Earth.
only if somebody had told you earlier, Joe, what a great
Yeah.
show it was, you might have realized how much better it was to watch it earlier.
Well, I'm just happy that it's in my life now because it's like changed my life good. It was so much fun to
Yeah,
watch.
I mean-
There's not many shows that give me a guttural reaction in like laughing or cringing, and this show actually evokes emotion. Whether that's good or bad or disgusted or whatever, it does, and it covers deep topics. And I know I talked about this on the last show, but I was just barely like skimming the surface. The show is deep and shallow at the same time, which means it's awesome because everybody can appreciate it.
And now you can get Swifty. Get Swifty.
I finally can get Swifty, and now I understand what you were saying in the Birdman language, and I feel sad now because I didn't pick it up, but now I did. And
Bird person.
Bird person. I'm
I
sorry.
think I've gotten Eric's next title for his next NaNoWriMo book. It should be Deep Shallow.
The Deep Shallow.
That's
That's
a good catch.
I think
Kinda like, kind of like My Little Pink Headphones.
you should, that's actually my new band name. Little Pink Headphones.
It's a Japanese pop band.
Lead singer Tashida, he's the best. He plays his
Speaking of-
guitar.
Of bands, I've been binge watching Metalocalypse again because I'm designing a new character for our D&D campaign, and it's gonna be a totally like death metal bard, like he sings but just like murder. And then like I don't have any healing spells. I just pick the most brutal things. Like he can animate dead.
Brutal.
So he have an army of like skeletons with him and stuff like that, and like control people's minds and just do things that he would think were brutal.
Brutal. Is he gonna say brutal a lot? Is he
Yeah,
gonna talk
he's
like
gonna-
this?
No, he's gonna be Nathan Explosion from Metalocalypse.
Okay.
He's just gonna walk around. It's like it's totally brutal.
What are you gonna what are you gonna name him?
I haven't decided. I'm like I was like playing around with different names like I like Ash because everything turns into ash at the end and that's totally brutal. But then like I had like the Latin word for like Death Shroud was his name. I forget what it was, and so I'm still haven't. I'll probably be just Ash because it's simple and easy to remember, but I don't know. We'll see.
So I have a confession to make, guys. I got an email like 5 days ago, and it was from this company.
Nigerian Prince.
It was, and I inherited 1 million that's worth 5 square bills. I don't know. I inherited money, and no. Okay, you guys got me all off track. There's this company called Blizzard, and they have this game called World of Warcraft, and they invited me to an alpha.
Oh,
And-
me too.
Right.
Yeah, me too.
So the problem is, I never thought this would happen again. I kind of got the itch, and I'm only saying it on this show because I know Mikey doesn't listen to this show, and he's been fucking just bothering
All right,
me
so
like nonstop to play, and I finally am coming around. I've been gone for like 5-6 years maybe, and I'm like, you know
but
what?
there's a like I was talking to Ryle the other day, our friend Ryle, about this. It was kind of like I fully plan on going back and playing the next expansion. I mean, I got the alpha invite and all that jazz because I want to have the experience. Like, it's one of those things like you want to relive a little piece of what you used to have. But I don't intend on like jumping on board like I used to be. Where it was like that's all I played all the
Like
time.
when your ex asks you on Facebook if you want to hang out because you're both still single and you just
Yeah.
Is that
it's
like
you
that
just
what it
want to like,
was?
get back into it for a night and then like
and then hop out. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
done.
Is that but that's how I feel like it's gonna be. Like, let's give
Wham,
it one
bam,
more.
thank you, ma'am, and then you're all set.
yeah.
But that's
It's
not.
enough to give you a little, take the edge off, and then at least you could say, yeah, I tried it, and then give your people your opinion, and then you don't ever have to touch it again.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Just like your ex-girlfriend.
Unless it's been another few years and you're still like
Unless it's another 7 years later.
Yeah.
It's every 7
I
years.
feel like if I just log into an MMO and like walk around a main city, I'm like,
You'll
well,
never leave.
I'm done. Like that's all I needed. I don't want to play this shit ever again. Because there's other things out there that are more fulfilling. As
Does Mikey still play?
he does. In fact, like
So just log on to his account.
no, and I still have my account, and I could throw in the alpha key and just be playing. But the thing is, I don't want to spoil the expansion.
it's not a key, you just automatically have it.
Oh
It's
God.
bound to your account, so you can't give it to somebody else.
Yeah, if you got an email and it said log into our website, that's a scammer email.
Anyway, like I said, I was gonna be rich from this prince. He started with the World of Warcraft account, but then I inherited his whole country.
So I'm gonna go Facebook Mikey right now and be like, "Hey, Joe's thinking
Don't
about
tell
coming."
him. Don't tell him. I even have.
I don't know. Is it worth
shit.
enough for a plane
I've been
ticket to get to Eric?
I've been texting him this whole time. I'm sorry.
I was just like, because he's always pestering me about like, Joe, you're gonna play, and I'm like, never again. The game's dead to me. I played it. I'll never have a. That's the problem. I know.
See, I feel like that's such a bad outlook on the game. Like,
No,
why would you
it's
swear
not.
it off
It's-
all?
Okay, it's not really how I feel. I just put up a hard front, like Eric. You know, like I just put up a real hard front, so nobody bothers me about
I
it.
says what I means what I says.
Exactly. That like I'm just like Eric in this case.
Yeah, just like him. Not at all.
Like sometimes I don't know.
Look, I know you want to be like me because I'm so cool. Because I'm single. I live with my mom. I'm
living with Sarah's mom right now.
I'm
Like,
too scared
just as
to
cool as
talk
you.
to women. I'm gonna die alone, and I don't have any job or gainful employment or any real skills in the world. And eventually, I'm
We're
just gonna.
basically the same person, Eric. I'm living at somebody's mom's house. I'm
With your
scared to
wife.
talk to
I
women.
mean, and
I'm scared to
Eric's
married.
also traveling all around the world with the woman he loves. I mean, you guys are practically the fucking same person.
Yeah.
Dude, we sold the house. It was a fucking disaster. Like the movers showed up like 3 hours late, and they were They showed up 3 hours late. They said they were gonna wrap everything. They didn't wrap shit, and I had to like stay on them. And I wasn't even gonna say anything because I'm just like, let's just get the shit out of the house. The people that wanted the house, it was just a mess.
I know where your headphones are right now. They
I-
took them
right?
because you're an asshole.
Where the fuck are my? Where are these pink things?
They're like, you know what? I bet that guy podcast. Fuck him. We're taking his headphones.
The guy was like a total dick too. Like it was a bad time. Don't go with whatever moving company I used. They weren't
I
even the
won't.
cheap guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't use them. Before
Now
you
that you
move,
Move his space helmet to his other apartment.
I'm gonna review them harshly on movers.com or something. I don't know. I'm gonna send them a heated letter. It's a bad time. Atish was there though, and he made it better. He really did. And Atish also says that he's gonna join the competition next week for your Fitbit.
You ever
thing.
notice how funny it is, social media, how different things are? Because this is my sister when she was home for I think this summer or something like that. T-Mobile has been like running these commercials. Now you can talk to Canada for free. So she was like, "Oh, cool! I can talk to Canada for free." So she started talking to Canada because the commercial said you can do it now. And then when the bill came a month later, they're like, "You owe like $1,000 fucking dollars or something."
What?
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, we said that you do that, but also you have to like call us and activate it. And my mom's like, I can't fucking afford this. And then they were like, well, we can take $5 off, but fuck you, cunt. And then like would hung up the phone or something like that. And then like she's like, I don't know what to do. I can't afford this. And then my sister like went on Twitter and was like, hey, fuck you, T-Mobile. And they were like, well, sorry, we'll give you money. Like it's funny how different those experiences are.
Dude, I mean, if I'm gonna try to get fast action, I go on the Twitter or the
Lost the
Facebook.
game. Yeah, I bet you do. I go on.
I stick to like
4chan.
I stick to like Tinder or Grindr if I'm on that.
Grinder, yeah, like that's the site, you know. That's
Were you looking for some fast action?
no, that's like I started a sandwich company and like it just was. I get all this traffic. It's a lot of meat.
Grinder.com, yeah.
Do you know what Grindr is?
50 cents. I get a lot of traffic.
It's like
from
Subway,
Grindr.
right? It's a
It's
grinder.
just like Subway. It's a grinder. You get a
It's
grinder.
like
Like some
food.
people call it a sub, some people call it a hoagie. I call it a grinder.
Yeah.
And like I get a lot of traffic from the dudes.
Yeah. Anyways,
A lot of sausage.
it's time we stop talking about all this horse shit and start plugging each other.
On Grinder.
Yeah, on Grindr.
Oh yeah.
Plug Joe's new app, Grinder. You can go check it out.
Grinder, the definitely sandwiches are here. Check it out, app.
My plug for this week, it's a sketch written and directed by my friend Tiffany, starring myself and two other really hilarious guys. She changed the name on it since the last time I checked. It's called Spock Was a Grammar Nazi. And it's what's amazing about this is that we filmed this on a recreation of the actual Star Trek set.
I
And
remember
it's
you
fucking
talking about
amazing.
this.
There's a
Oh man, I
picture.
can't wait.
It's finally out. You can watch the video. It turned out really great. And the set's fucking amazing. It's crazy.
And on Funny or Die, it's rated extremely funny, so I would recommend it. I didn't even watch it yet, but I recommend it.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
cool, man. This is fine. Like, this is where you got your Facebook profile picture from.
Yeah. So it's really awesome. You can find the link on in the show notes at justcoolenough.com, or you can search for it on Funny or Die, I believe. Let me try that and just see how that works out.
Yeah, it'll show up. Why not? My plug for this week is I want you guys to send in tech questions so I can do a pilot episode of Just Cool Enough Tech. So send in your technical questions for things and stuff, whether that be CPUs, GPUs, or different devices. I wanted to kick that off, so I need a little bit of help because I want to do kind of a community-based tech show, and I need some help to make a pilot. So send in your tech questions to the show at justcoolenough.com, and I will parse through them accordingly. Also, my external plug for this week is go check out the Hooniverse podcast if you like cars. My buddy Chris Hayes, designer of Shout Engine, does an awesome podcast about cars, and it's on Hooniverse.com or shoutengine.com/Hooniverse. Ike, what do you got?
My plug for this week is since I'm such a philanthropist trying to raise money for other people. This one is self-centered. If you have not played Heroes of the Storm yet, it is free to play, and I'm trying to recruiter friend the fuck out of people because you get a mount when they get to level 10. So if you have not tried Heroes of the Storm and you're willing to get to level 10, I will give you a code for Recruiter Friend. If you play, you get some stim packs. You get Raynor for free. Eventually, when you get to level 10, you get Sylvanas for free, and you get some really cool in-game mount that you can only get with Recruiter Friend. So I will give you a Recruiter Friend referral. I linked it in our chat. So hopefully our chat monkeys will put it on the site for me somewhere in our links. But if you want to contact me on Facebook or on Twitter at railvis.com. I don't know where that came from. I will totally give you a link so that I can get some stuff and you can get some stuff. We can play Heroes of the Storm together or not. But
And as always, big thanks to shoutengine.com, the site that I kind of own, for hosting the show and hosting the podcast, along with the live show being produced over at alphageekradio.com. Todd over at Alpha Geek just released Alpha Geek Radio 1.0. It is finally out. It's live. Go check it out. You can get this show and many other great shows, including the Daily Tech News Show hosted by Tom Merritt, on Roku's, YouTube Live, Apple TV, Twitch, Xbox One, and PS4, all-purpose streaming brought to you by Alpha Geek Radio, now Alpha Geek Video.
Also welcome to Trivia Geeks on Alpha Geek Radio, one of the new shows.
The network is expanding. It's great to see more shows on the network. So Trivia Geeks, go check out that show. Make sure to give us a review on iTunes. Gosh darn it, we have grown with listeners, but the listeners that we are getting aren't reviewing us on the iTunes, and that's so important. It means a lot to us.
Guy.
Yeah, fuck those guys. You know what? We don't need your listens.
Check out Joe's app, Grindr.
Grindr, it's on this thing. Order a big 12-inch submarine sandwich on Grindr. Double the meat.
I went on your app, Grindr, and I ordered a foot-long hot
Extra
Italian,
cucumber.
and it just some guy showed up at my house.
It's the big meaty tasty BMT. Yeah, that's what it stands for.
Yeah. I ordered the big hot Italian, and this guy, that's like Guido, came to it was making some very lewd comments at me.
But he was Italian, right? So he definitely brought a sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The two of us had sex, so it's hard to see. I don't know if he had, but then like I didn't have a sandwich afterwards. I got especially hungry after we had sex, and it was just.
You know what the trick is? I don't know what the trick is at all. Thank you guys in the live chat room.
Think of a punchline before you start speaking.
You know what the trick is? The punchline is not coming. The punchline is not coming. Shit. That's when you always, the go-to is thank the live people. We do the show every week.
Because the dead people don't need thanks, because they're dead.
They're in Valhalla. They don't need us.
Shiny and Chrome. Thanks everybody in the chat room for coming out. We really enjoy having you guys there and telling me that Zuper is actually is Danish, not even German. So thanks for keeping me honest in the chat room. All right, guys.
Danish is the soup.
It's Zuper.
Zootopia. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Check out the website, justcoolenough.com. You can always follow me on Twitter at Duncor, D-U-N-C-O-R, or on Instagram at Mostly Shit.
I love your Instagram name. You can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is JoeQCar. So go give me a follow.
But don't try to friend him on Facebook because he'll just delete you.
That's not true at all.
I went through every single person that we were all three of us were friends with, and now it's just me and Eric are friends with them, except for like 3 people.
I'm trying to like get back on.
So if you're wondering why Joe's not your friend anymore, it's because he's an asshole. So
I was
you should go check your friends
accidentally
list,
I was
and then
accident-
you should go ahead and just
No, I'm
chat
sorry.
at Joe and
Please
complain
friend
about
me.
him.
Please
In fact, you
friend
should
me.
inundate his Twitter with what a terrible person is. # Joe Cariotti is a terrible person.
It's Joe QCar. Remember the name. I'm an asshole, and I'm sorry.
# Grinder.
Oh gosh. Well, that
Anyways,
joke happened.
Thank you so much for listening, and fuck off.
Oh, hey,
See you later.
I
I had to go with the troll there and get both in.
Scusi, mi dispiace. Hey, you need to listen to the theme song. It's a good theme song.
I did. I mean, I've heard it before. I just didn't realize that was what it was.